welcome back to DaddeeCraft. I am up here on top of the UFO, although you might not recognize it right now because it looks like a dirt, a redstone, a contraption mess of all sorts. This is how we were getting, apparently how the other DaddyDash was getting all the abducted creatures up into the UFO. I think a villager was intended to go in the final spot, but I'm moving into the UFO here. I'm moving into the villager spot. The villagers can stay down below. We actually have to deal with the villagers probably a little later. We need to deal with them now while there's train tracks running all through Eskeltown. But the first thing I can do is at least get rid of the ones running up to the UFO, because we have no need to bring anything else up here, so we can at least take care of that. It looks like it's being held up by like an arm. It looks like a giant arcade machine, and we're tiny little ants crawling around on it. Maybe this is an ant's perspective of a candy arcade machine, UFO candy arcade machine. Maybe. Anyway, we need to get rid of all of this stuff, and you can see the track goes all the way down there. So I'm gonna have to knock all that out too. And well, if we don't look at it, then I don't have to do it right now. I'm gonna have to knock all of that out, and I will get back to you when we are ready for more. Well, I was just here looking over, I'm halfway done with the job here. I was looking over Eskeltown, admiring the view, and I realized that with the DD64, you just don't get the render distance that we used to get. It's too bad, but it appears that our render distance from now on is going to be a little limited. I guess we're loading the caves down there now, and another, space above us. So, and chunks load vertically. So, unless they start loading as a sphere, then I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to see much more of the world at all, except for what we can see here. I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with it, and I am okay with it. I mean, as long as I'm happy to be playing Minecraft. Let's put it that way. This is a dream game for me. As I was trying to say, this is a dream game for me because I used to sit around during the NES days, when we were playing Mario Brothers 1, Super Mario Brothers 1. I used to sit around, we used to talk about a video game where you could actually create things in the game and change the game, and that was like a wild concept, that a game where you could write to it basically, and this game is basically built around that concept. If you think about it as a Lego game, you're kind of missing out on a lot of it, because it's got that zombie survival or post-apocalyptic survival aspect to it as well. It's not just Legos, and there's a lot more survival going on, and even though gravity doesn't work, it works for you. So there's a bit to contend with here if you're not playing in creative mode. And that's the allure for me, is the combination of that, being able to write to a video game, which is just a dream concept, combined with being able to play Legos and being able to play a survival zombie game, or a post-apocalyptic game. There sure are a lot of zombies in this game for me to not call it a zombie game in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, that is going to do it for getting rid of that. I think our UFO is now happy, and we'll be able to watch TV in peace without having a giant monstrosity of a roller coaster behind us messing up the scenery. Okay, I will see you when we figure out the next thing to do. It's probably not going to be up here. I guess we're done up here for a while.
But to stop it, make it wax. Craft your raw ores into raw blocks if you've got too many stacks.
I want to. Okay, now I figured we'd talk about my game plan for Eskeltown and what we're doing on the DaddeeCraft server next, because we're in Season 2. It's been, ever since Glitch showed up, that's been Season 2, a little bit before, actually. Season 2 was basically the switch to widescreen. So what I want to do to finish Season 2 up is I want to complete all of the projects that we've done. And I mean everything in the area, pretty much. So we've got Spawn, we've got the desert, which has become known as Cat Village. And then we have Eskeltown, which is the area that's covered in Netherwart. And the new Eskeltown, which are the cottages in the Sahara out just beyond where we have the I think there's 4 more houses. That's also where the bee's nest is. The bees are that Dash likes to stay away from because she hates bees. But anyway, we should go through everything that I want to get done before Season 2 ends, because what I'm thinking is I don't really want to start a Season 3 and go to a new area for the Caves and Cliffs update. I want to wait for the Wild update, because I'm more interested in the Shulk, the Deep Dark, actually. And I don't want to load new terrain in that's going to get between us and the Deep Dark. So I want to finish up all of our projects, basically every single project that we have done. For now, let's go through everything that's in Spawn, Cat Village, and the Eskeltowns, New Eskeltown and Eskeltown proper, and the shopping district. That's a kind of considered part of Eskeltown too, I guess. But let's go through all of that, figure out what we need to do, and we will ignore Dragon City for now. We'll ignore the Nether for now, and we'll ignore the End for now. Maybe those can be part of Season 3, or they can be part of the end of Season 2 if we get through all of these chores. This is the debris from cleaning up the roller coaster up there. So let's take a trip over to Spawn, and we'll look at what we need to get done there. Bane of Anthropods, nobody likes you. Bane of Anthropods, nobody likes you. Bane of Anthropods, nobody likes you. Okay, so we've got the one thing at Spawn that really needs to get done and finished is kind of a very time-consuming thing too. So this is probably going to be something that's going to take a few episodes and some planning and thinking, some blood, sweat, and tears. The Spawn Tower here. It's big. Right now it's an ugly, giant, phallic stone mess, and we need to turn it into something pretty and something with walkable floors so you don't get trapped down here. Sometimes there's nothing but giant amounts of mobs down here, and there's no way to get up. So yeah, we definitely need to fix this up, and then that's pretty much it, except for all of the creeper holes, because there are a ton of creeper holes around here, because it's not lit up, so we need to light the place up too. And I guess that goes for everything we look at. Everything needs to get lit up. But, you know, that's the fishing shack. That's done. This is Spawn House. That's done. So we've got two houses done, interior and exterior. Maybe they could use some lighting. I'll probably throw some lighting up in Spawn. The fishing shack is surrounded by water. I think that's okay by itself. And then this is Dash's above ground pool, and that was her statue that we passed first. And she's had some issues with creepers too here, so her wooden cottage has become a wooden and cobblestone cottage with a single door instead of a double door. But it still does its purpose, yeah. So maybe we can fix that up for her while we're at it. Get rid of these giant holes here. At least start getting rid of these giant holes. Okay, and then we need to make a nice flow, a nice arch from here to the railway. And I think I want the railway to end inside of Spawn Tower, so you're coming and going from there instead of over here. So this is going to have to be extended and moved a little bit. I would like to make the entrance covered for Spawn. Coming into Spawn Tower, I'd like the railway to be covered just for a little bit, like through here. I want it to be covered, I guess, up to the point where you see this little archway here, and then it can just be out in the open again. I do need to light all this up too. Let's see if we can get the switch. Yeah, we got it. Okay. And then the next thing, this is Cat Village. Most of Cat Village is done, and most of it's been done by Dash. We built a couple things together, and then I expanded one of the builds that we built together by myself. I put a factory behind it, a concrete factory. I've been building this though, and this needs to get done. This is a I don't know if it's really a pyramid with the way I'm kind of, it's a ziggurat maybe, but whatever it is, it needs to get done. My half pyramid, half ziggurat. So I would like to finish that, and that just takes, it's time consuming because you just have to sit there and go in circles. And I have a lot more admiration for Cub and his pyramid in season 7 of Hermitcraft now that I have made a small one like this. Granted, he just had to go in straight lines, and I'm doing all this zigzagging, which does increase the workflow. Let's take a train ride back to, we'll switch that over there, and take a train ride back to Eskeltown, and we'll check out what else we need to get finished for season 2. This is my favorite Illager house. One of the backline of the story of Cat City is our Cat Village is that it got overrun. It was an actual village. It was, and it got decimated by Illagers. So I captured some of them and I moved them in there. And every now and then, when one's wandering by, I'll capture him and I'll move him in there. And they've taken over the town, and that's the story of it. So when I build things for the Illagers. And that's why when you come to the shopping district here, you will see Illagers hanging out. Some of them work here. And they live in Cat Village, and some of them have come here to partake in the shopping experience. I haven't really yet moved any villagers in as well. I think it'd be funny to have an area where villagers and Illagers are hanging out and living together in harmony in a city, especially post-apocalypse. There would be, areas where maybe they'd be trying to do that to survive. And they'd just, put their differences aside. Whereas in other places, they'd be fighting like cats and dogs. Just like the world is now, really, to be honest. It really is no different. So I would like to get maybe some villagers in here in the shopping district. And I did expand this all the way because for a while, Dash was building shop after shop after shop. And then she ran out of room. She was complaining she had no more room, so I expanded this entire boardwalk, and she hasn't built a single shop since. So hopefully someday she'll start building shops again. I'm not going to build any more for season 2, but that room is there for expansion. It's just urban wasteland right now. I might build a couple of RVs into the area somewhere up there, maybe. I had planned to build some closer to the shops, but maybe now that area is just sitting there doing nothing. Maybe someday, but I don't. The idea behind the rest of season 2 is to fix things like this. This needs a door. That needs a redstone door. What else do we have? We need to move all of the villagers. We need a villager breeder up here in the top floor. There are supposed to be villagers. There's a whole floor here that's meant to be occupied by villagers. And they're supposed to have an elevator system that comes down into the hotel in case we need to stock the hotel with more villagers, and the hotel is supposed to be full of villagers as well. So this is the front room, which needs to get put together, and then all of these rooms need to get. I already filled these with villagers, but they all died or despawned. So we're gonna have to try to make them more safe. The rooms need to be more safe, and we need to try to try again and see if we can keep them here. Because I did want some villagers in here. We'll block that up just in case any zombies come through there. But yeah, I guess there wasn't enough room. They were still getting bitten somehow by the occasional zombie. But now lighting, spawning has changed. Mob spawning. We're gonna go to sleep for a sec. Mob spawning has changed, so we'll have more luck, I'm hoping, with that. So what else do we need? We need to go to New Escaltown now and figure out what we need to do there, because that's pretty much all that needs to get done in Escaltown. Everything else has been done here. I mean, we just have to move all the villagers around and get rid of the rest of the roller coaster. I'll take you up through, show you which floors need. So this floor is done. This floor is done. This floor needs another villager, and the next floor up needs another villager. And then this floor needs to be stocked with villagers in case downstairs needs more villagers. This floor needs a villager breeder. And then up here is the roof. And then we need to make a elevator that goes down to the hotel there in case we need to get villagers from the breeder to the hotel, because they do die occasionally. Then this is New Escaltown, where it stops being Netherwart, which is the red growth, the red flowers. So New Escaltown is a whole bunch of cottages. That's a schoolhouse. This needs the redstone got blown up in here, so this redstone door needs to be redone, and the pistons are all hidden in here already. And then that's it for New Escaltown, except for the Bee Cottage. And that needs redstone doors as well. Where is it? It's over here by the Patreon book. Here it is. This needs new redstone doors, 2 of them, 1 on each side. And then we have bees in here. I need to make a bee farm to keep them safe because they're dying. So just like I need to deal with the villagers, I need to deal with the bees to make sure that they're safe and we're actually getting our honey. And speak of the devil, here they are right now to say hello. I lied about coming back to the UFO. I can't stay away from this place. I love it too much. I was here at the computer making a list of the list we just went through of all the things we need to do for Season 2. And let's throw it up on the big screen and come over here so I can share that with you. And we can take a look at it and see, if I can get around this giant couch, if we can see what we should be doing first here. So if we see through this UFO television is really wonky, but if we see here, I think the easiest thing to do next would be to deal with the villagers in Escaltown. That way I can get rid of the what do I keep calling it? It's the railway, the temporary dirt railway, but I keep calling it a roller coaster. So we need to get rid of that. Let's get rid of that and then and move the villagers around. So that's going to actually also require us making a couple of villager breeders. So we're going to need to make one for the hotel room and one for the demise tower, because I'm not going to make a go between the hotel and the demise tower. It would be easier to make 2 separate villager breeders. That way I don't have to move them around, and if something happens to one of them, I can repopulate it with the other villager breeder with a temporary railway. But I don't want to add a giant elevator or escalator or anything to be transporting villagers around with, and it seems like a lot of work to be building around everything that's already built into the Demise Tower, because the Demise Tower wasn't built with that in mind. It was built to have farms in it, yes, but I didn't expect to be losing so many villagers in those farms. That's why we need a breeder there, just to repopulate the lost villagers for the farms. But I don't need a whole intricate system of villager highways going through Eskel Town. Okay, so we'll start with that and get to villager breeders. I'm going to jump onto YouTube and look up villager breeders, because I don't know how to make one in Bedrock. I've watched a ton being made in Java on Hermitcraft, but I haven't really watched them on Bedrock. So I'm going to go research, and gosh, I don't even know with 1.18 what's changed about it. You know what the problem with lists are? The problem with lists are you forget things. You forget to add things to them, and then you do them and you have nothing to check off. Like, we needed someplace to put all of these books, and we needed to put them in our storage center here, but our storage center got too small for all of the stuff we've been accumulating over the past year and a half, 2 years. I have no idea how long it's been now. But anyway, what I did was I made a couple of different little library nooks here to put all the enchanted books on. It has taken me a long time to do those 9 signs, those 9 books back there, those chests. And that's just, they are chests alternating between chest and trap chests. That's why they are not attaching to each other. And this is what I've done to the rest of the expansion to the storage room. It isn't as tall because I don't think I need 5 tall chests for every single item. So I'm going to use the 5 tall chest room to keep all of the larger items and the blocks, and maybe use this for like a section for colored blocks that, you know, and wool and things like that we've already done, and then a section for redstone. And then in here, this is the new overflow room. This is where everything empties out after it's gone through the sorting system, right here. And of course, the sorting system doesn't always catch everything that you have programmed into it, so you have to run things through a couple of times, but it still saves room. It still saves time, rather. And then I have all these extra chests here just for things that don't stack in 64 increments. That's also, the islands are going to end up being little stations for stuff as well. But if we go through, I'll kind of show you. You put your stuff, hey there. You put your stuff in, this is the input room in here. And it should be bigger than just one chest, but I have a whole bunch of hoppers that you can put shulker boxes in from other locations. So there's more than one location to the sorting room, the sorting machine. So you put it all in here, and then it comes into this main room here. Well, I should show you how it gets up first. Let's go back into the input room, and I'll show you the elevator. It goes up. There's a whole bunch of dispensers. You put your stuff in here, and it comes through here, and these droppers push it up top, and then it pushes out up here to these hoppers up there. And that's what goes along, and they're aligned to a whole bunch of other hoppers that have these items in them, so only that certain item can get through the hopper, and they're all locked into place. So it comes through here, and then the hoppers lead all the way around here, and then you can see I have exposed hoppers here so I can see everything. It comes back around this way, it trails down through here, and it's all in hoppers. So if it doesn't get loaded for some reason, because I mean this is a giant system, it won't despawn. Everything stays. That's why I wanted this to be a giant clunky system, and it used to output here, but now it comes all the way through there, and then let's come through here. And then I hid these hoppers a little better. It comes through here. Up here behind the stairs are where the hoppers are. And then I haven't finished over here. And it comes all the way out through here. And then this is the expansion room I just did. And I already did the wool. I moved the wool into this room. It comes down to here because we don't need more than 3 chests of each color of wool. It comes through here, up through here, and then the new output room is in here. And then the center rack of chests, that's where the hoppers are behind it. And then everything else is just for whatever doesn't fit with the 64. Whatever doesn't stack 64 wise with these this sorting machine layer here. And this is basically, it's a modified design by Impulse originally. I watched a tutorial by Silent and a tutorial by Slack Lizard, I think one on each, for how to make them. And then I kind of modified it myself a tiny bit. I changed how the comparators are set up, basically. But yeah, that's what I've been busy doing. I'm going to go back to trying to get these books sorted. Okay, I have filled in all of the books here for all of the tools, basically anything you would need for mending and unbreaking, for your pickaxes, for your axes, for your swords, and for your bows, and for your hoes, I guess. So there's, and your swords here. I also got looting and what is, I think fire aspect is for the sword. I don't use the fire ones too much because I like to get the experience from the furnaces and the smokers. But we've got it all here, including Bane of Arthropods, nobody likes you. Bane of Arthropods, nobody likes you. Nobody. Bane of Arthropods, nobody likes you. Yeah, we've got some Bane of Arthropods here, so there's that. I haven't done it yet, but the armor is going to go over here. And then, you know, there's some incidental books, like things for the tridents. Maybe I can put that in the corner over here, along with any other stuff. I can't think of much else other than the stuff there. The other things we need to do is, well, we need to deal with the villagers, really. Let's put our Electra on and jump up here real fast. And if we just get out of the ice cream parlor here. It's a little dark out, huh? Anyway, if we go up here, this is where we need to send the villagers. And we're going to need to deal with building. I'm not going to, in this episode, build the villager breeders. We're already kind of closing in on a half an hour of playing and working here, and I was going to show you as well the footage of me and Dash checking out the cave down below, but I appear to have lost that by mistake. I deleted that. If you are on my Facebook page, you can check out the raw footage of that. We just went down there. It was kind of cool because it was a good example of how we play together and work together as a team. But speaking of working together as a team, she was talking to me and telling me that we do not have seasons in DaddeeCraft. What we do have is chapters. So what happened when Glitch showed up is that was chapter 2. And what we're trying to do is finish up with chapter 2. So I'm going to go over here and relabel on our YouTube channel. I'm going to relabel it chapter 1 and chapter 2 of DaddeeCraft. And we'll be able to figure out what's what and who's who from that. So I do want to thank you for sticking around this long. Remember to stay kind to yourself so you can stay kind to others. And remember to forgive yourself.